Hi everyone and welcome to Beauty Expo 2020 online version. I'm so sad that we can't be together this year, but I'm glad that we get to at least do this online virtually. So my name is Rosh and I'm here to bring you this makeup look. I'm going to show you step by step how to get this glam, very glittery and sparkly look. So I started off as a blogger and then soon became a beauty educator of sorts. I have a masterclass. I'm also launching my own skincare and cosmetics line in just less than a month. And I'm very excited about that as well. I wanted to kick things off with a little bit of sparkle, and this is the first makeup session in the beauty stage, so I am glad that you're joining me. If you did attend Beauty Expo last year, maybe we did meet in person when I spoke in the 2019 Beauty Expo stage. I'm so glad that Beauty Expo decided to do this online so that you and I can meet and we can get together and talk a little bit about makeup, and I can teach you how to get this look. I have a platform called Beauty by Rosh where I teach everyday women to do their makeup. That is sort of my specialty because I'm self-taught as well. So I'm very good at teaching everyday women to do their own makeup. So I have a few tips and tricks that might help you along the way to get your glam looks on. So I'm so glad I get to teach you one of these looks today. So stay tuned, get your notepads out or even your makeup out, and let's get started. So first thing I want to do is my hands are completely clean. You want to wash your hands, and we're going to start off prepping my face. So my face is completely bare right now. You guys can see it in all its glory. I'm going to first apply a tiny bit of moisturizer. So this is sort of the first step I like to do. You must always wear your moisturizer, and if it's during the day, of course wear a sunscreen underneath as well. I like to hydrate my entire face first and then move on to whatever makeup that I'm going to put. This is such an important step. You don't want to skip this. You do want to moisturize and hydrate your face even under makeup, so don't skip this step. So I like to start off with the eyes. So I'm going to do my eyebrows first. So I'm just going to fill them out very lightly. First I like to comb them out, and I'm going to show you exactly how I fill my eyebrows out. Once I have them fully combed out, I know exactly where to map out my eyebrows, so I don't start doing strokes in the wrong direction. You want to mimic your eyebrows. So you want it to look like you're actually having eyebrows and not just drawn them on. So please do not draw them on like this and this. Like, a lot of people back in the day, I think now it's a little different. So back in the day, they used to draw their eyebrows like straight up and straight down. Now, not a lot of people don't do that. Everyone knows how to do the eyebrows, but I'm going to teach you anyway. So I like to use this Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pomade, and this one is in the color Ebony. Now, since my roots are dark, I like to use a dark brown. I would never go with a black because a black would be too harsh, but a brown would be perfect for my skin color and also my hair color. I like to start from the middle of the brow and just map out where I'm going. And then move on to the tail. And as you can see, I'm just mapping it out. When I go to the middle of the brow around here, I always go upwards and not sideways, because that's how your normal hair would anyway grow. And you want to mimic hairs as natural as possible. So you want to go in the same directions as your hair is naturally growing. So I like to obviously start with my eyes, especially because I do glam makeup. And usually with glam makeup, you do like quite darker shadows or glitter. So if you're doing some of those like dark shadows or glitter, you'd really want to start with your eyes, because then, whatever fallout that you have, you can easily get rid of. So I'm going to go and prep my eye. Now this is a step that you shouldn't skip, because this makes sure that your eye is ready for all of that shadow, and also whatever darkness that you have on top of your eyes will just get sort of erased away. You want this step to be there because you don't want your darkness seeping through, or any other sort of lines or anything else seeping through. This is just going to give you a very, very, very sort of a matte canvas. You can already see what the difference it made. So I use a regular concealer. I use my favorite concealer, that is the Tarte Shape Tape, and my number is medium. That's my color. And you can use an eyeshadow primer if you like, but I find that it is a waste of time and that you can just double up your concealer as your eyeshadow base as well. So now that my eyes are prepped and primed, I like to go in with a bone color. So a bone color is any color that's closest to your normal skin tone, or basically a color that would go on your brow bone, which is here, which are usually lighter colors. I'm going to tap into this color right here, which is a very light color, but I like that because it gives me a very, 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 very clean and neat canvas to start my eyeshadows on. Next, I'm going to go in with a transition color. So now a transition color is any color that you want to transition into a darker color. So it depends on your skin tone. If you're lighter skin than me, then a transition color would be lighter than my one. But if you're deeper skin than me, then a darker one than what I'm using. So I like to use like a mid-tone, and I'm using a rosy one right here. You can use like an earth tone as well, like a light brown or a medium brown, but I like these sort of pinky shadows just to sort of brighten my eye as well. And I'm going to place it from the outer corner and towards the inner. And if you can see, I'm going to do circular motions and just buff that in. So I'm going just above the crease because I have semi-hooded eyes. So if you do have hooded eyes, one of the best mine are not completely hooded, but mine are more like semi-hooded. So if I look straight, you can see the lid space is very small. So I like to take my shadows a tiny bit higher. So what happens is that shadow just peeks through, and that's sort of something you want, because otherwise it's just not going to show, and you want that shadow peeking through so it does look like there was a transition and not just the darker colors happening. So next I'm going to go into a darker shade. I'm still going to stay true to that sort of pinkish tones, and I'm going to go into this one, which is like a dark purple aubergine kind of color, and I'm just going to place that on the outer corner. You can see where that got placed, and that's just going to give you depth and going to make sure that your eye look has a little bit of dimension, and also you're shaping your eye. So you're taking it from the real outermost corner and a tiny bit inside, but you're not taking it up like the transition color. Instead, you're going to stop right on the crease. So blending is key, and I'm sure you guys have heard everybody say this, and you really need to use sort of circular motions and blend, sort of the best sort of way to do it. And practice does make perfect. Next, I'm gonna go in. I'm done with all my transition colors. I'm done with sort of smoking it out a little bit. This is my specialty. I love smoky eyes. It's sort of my session last year was a smoky eye session. So today we're going to do a little bit more sparkly. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to incorporate color into this very neutral looking eye look. So I have this palette right here, and I'm going to use this blue, and I'm going to just take it on my finger. One of the best ways to use these sort of foiled kind of shimmery shades is actually with your finger, because the warmth of your finger transfers really well onto the lid. So where I'm going to place this is right on top of my lid. So you guys can see exactly where I'm placing it. I'm going to do the same on the other eye. I definitely wanted to keep things interesting now, didn't I? I'm going to take a flat brush like this one, and I'm going to dip into that color, into the blue, and I'm going to just, because your finger can't get into the inner corner. And I'm not going too much to the outside. I'm blending that out with the purple. So I'm marrying the purple and the blue just on the outside. So as you guys saw now that there's a sort of a sharpness going on there, but I'm going to diffuse that just a tiny bit. I'm going to take a fluffier brush and then going to dip back into the blue and just fade that into that transition color just a tiny bit, just on the middle. You don't want to do that too much in the inner corner. You want a clean inner corner, because if you do the blue on the inner, it's going to look like you have a black eye. So here's the trick about using darker colors or colors, like colorful things. You want to keep it away from certain areas. One of the areas is this inner corner right here. You do not want to get that there. You also don't want to put it on your brow bone. So you're just blending that out just so tiny bit in the middle and then onto that. And you guys can see that hue coming, and it's so beautiful because there's like the pink, the purple and the blue, and you guys can't see where it starts or ends, just at the middle and the end there. And that's what you want to achieve. Also going to pick up the purple, the darker one, and just make sure that the blue and the purple are nicely sort of, blended into each other. Okay, so I'm really happy with that, and we're done with the shadows. We're going to move on to glitters. So this blue is going to be toned down a lot more with the glitter, because the glitter is a little bit more gray. Today I'm going to be using this glitter palette. This one actually is launching soon. This one is one of my own. I'm going to show you how to use glitters, and I use loose glitters because they are the best. Honestly, if you want a major glitter payoff, I'd suggest that you look into getting loose glitters, because they are the ones that are going to sparkle the most. So I'm going to show you the most easiest way to do this, and I'm going to use my fingers, because who needs tools? So I'm going to make it really easy for you, because I'm not going to show you with 10,000 different brushes. So what I'm going to do is this is a glue. You can get any glue that you want. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dot it all over where I want the glitter. So instead of just putting it like that, putting a whole load of a glue, what I'm going to do is I'm dotting. You can already see what I'm doing, and I'm only going over where the blue is. So I'm going to be careful not to go to the purple just yet. I want to see how it's going to go and then, make that decision. So this is what the color looks like. It's like sort of a granite, midnight blue-ish gray. It's beautiful. So I love to take it just on my finger. I just dip my finger into it, and I'm just going to press very lightly, and I'm just going to go over where the glue was put. So you already can see that the blue just toned down and made it so much more wearable and more midnight bluish. This color is so versatile because you can do even green underneath, and then you will have a totally different glitter look. So we're going to do the same thing on the other eye, and then we'll come back to this one and see how we can make them both look the same and see where else we need to put more glitter and things like that. And that's it, you guys. So all you have to do is now just clean up your under eye. So basically take any sort of cotton wool, just a cotton round like this. Use your usual makeup remover, and I would just remove whatever the fallout was underneath my eyes. Will sort of fall down, so that's why I suggest that you do your eyes first before you move on to your face. So people always see glitter and they think fantasy makeup or something like that, and they don't really think how they can incorporate it to like a glam sort of normal makeup look. And I really like showing these looks because it really does show the versatility of glitter. It's not just that you will just use it as as a fancy dress kind of thing. So you would wonder why I went ahead and did the blue underneath. It makes such a big difference because you need to have that sort of base color for that glitter to pop into that sort of midnight bluish. Otherwise, if I put this just on its own, it's going to be a little bit more sparse, and it's going to show your normal natural skin tone from underneath, if that makes sense. And you can completely change this color to whatever color that you want. It'll end up, if you do like a black smoky eye and you put that, it'll look more gray. If you do it a green, it'll look more green and gray, like that. So now it's like a little bit more blue. Next, we're going to move on to liner. So I love using these pens. This is from Tarte, and this is called Kitten. This one is really, really easy to use, and it's super thin, and it's just like a felt pen, so it's so easy to sort of maneuver. Even if you're a beginner, this is something I would really suggest for you to get, and not like a gel liner. So I like to start my line somewhere around the middle, and then I get my wing. And then I'll just connect that, and I will go onto the inside and connect all of that together. I find this is the easiest way to do your wing liner. There are so many different ways, but I find this to be the easiest way. We're also going to go ahead and put a black liner in my waterline just underneath. I'm using the Marc Jacobs black eyeliner. This one's pretty black if you want that sort of look. So I will be smoking out that bottom lash line later. That I will do when my face makeup is done. So we're going to move on to my face, but I'm still going to moisturize just a little bit under my eyes because we did take off with a makeup remover just around that area. So just want to hydrate there. As you guys can see, I love moisturizer. So first thing with your face makeup is your primer, and I like to use this Tarte Poreless one. This one is a very nice sort of pore minimizing primer, and I like to just mainly go over my cheeks where my pores are more enlarged, a little bit around here. And then I will go in with my foundation. So today I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Airbrush Flawless Foundation. That's a long name. My color is number 7 neutral. I like to just shake it a bit and put like maybe a pump and a little quarter onto the back of my hand, and then work with that as a palette. I like a beauty blender. This is my favorite tool out of all tools. I use a beauty blender for all my face makeup, so I do not go in with a brush. Instead, I like to go in with a beauty blender. So this is how I would do it. I just pounce that foundation onto my skin. Just remember that this foundation, if you guys are using it, it does oxidize. So it gets about a shade or 2 darker than when you first apply it. So you got to be mindful when you are buying your shade. Charlotte Tilbury does ship to Australia, if you're wondering. This particular foundation is good for full coverage, sort of matte finish. Next, I like to move on to my contour. This is one of my favorite steps. I don't kind of skip it. You know, I have chubby cheeks. So. I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette, and this is in medium. I'm going to take this middle shade, which obviously I've used a lot, and going to carve out my cheekbones and also my jawline. So I'm going from underneath my ear and towards my chin, and also from my hairline just under the cheekbone right here. And a little bit over here. So if you have a bigger or longer forehead, you want to contour here as well. I don't. I do have a bit of a chubbier face. So if I want to make my face appear smaller or thinner, that's why I would put my contour on the outside perimeters of my face like this. I'll teach you to do your nose just in just a second. I'm going to go in and blend all that out. So you want to really blend it out, and it needs to look like a shadow and not like there's some two lines there. But so I like to do these pouncing motions just like earlier. And just drag it out to your hairline so there's no like weird lines. The nose, you want to take the same color and the same sort of brush, and what I like to do is look straight and then just do a line over here. I don't like to go in like this, because if I go in like this, I'm sort of, my field of vision is bad because I can't see where I'm placing. But whereas if I go sideways, I know exactly where I'm placing that color. So you don't want to make it too thin where it looks already artificial, but you know, all you have to do is just draw the two lines and just blend it out. Blend it out well, because you do not want harsh lines on your nose. That's like a big mistake that I do see people making. Okay, and your contour is done. We're gonna move on to concealer, and you guys know already that I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape. That's the same thing I used under my on top of my eyes. I'm gonna use it under now. I'm just gonna go in and place that right underneath my eyes. You want to drag it upwards so it looks like sort of a triangle like this. The reason for that is then when the light hits, it looks lifted. And I like to bring it a little bit inside so that my nose also looks slimmer. My forehead, just the middle, and the middle of my nose. So the reason you do your concealer over here, or the lighter colors over here, is this is where you want your face to be brought forward. If that makes any sense to you, you want to make sure that your features are brought forward in this, and the other ones are, and with the contour, it's brought in, like the hollows of your cheeks. I'm just gonna blend it out with my beauty blender. And you want to keep it in those areas that you placed it and not take it any further down or even here up, because you don't want it to sort of cover the contour that you just did. Next, I'm going to set all of that concealer with my Charlotte Tilbury Brush Flawless Powder, and I'm in the color medium. I'm just going to take it on my beauty blender. I told you I use my beauty blender for everything. And I'm just going to stamp it just under my eyes, just where everywhere I concealed. I really recommend this powder because this is the powder that doesn't make it look too powdery, and it really does work even on dry skin, which is amazing. Next, on to blush. I am using Love Thing from MAC. I love this blush. A little goes a really long way, trust me. You want to smile and then get it on the apples of your cheeks. I personally love blush. I think it gives you this youthful glow, that sun-kissed look, and just take it around your face just a little bit to add a little bit of like sort of color back to your face. So I really like blush. Okay, so next thing is just to do your under eye smokiness. I'm going to take a brush like this, and I'm going to pick up that darker purple shade that we used earlier. And always tap off the excess when you're doing now, because you don't want any fallout on your face because your face is done. I'm also going to be popping on some lashes. Let me do that really quickly. So there are a few tricks that make lash application really easy. One of them is putting on your glue and leaving it for a while before you put them on. The glue must be tacky, otherwise it's going to move around everywhere. So you want to just place your gum or glue that you're using onto the band, and you want to get that to sit there for a little bit. So while we wait for the glue to get tacky, I'm going to also do my lips and also a little bit of highlight. For highlight, I'm using Becca Opal. I love this color on my skin tone. Just a little bit on the high points. I don't like to go crazy with the highlight. I just like it on my nose, just in the middle, and on my cupid's bow. And some of the places I love it is in my eyes. So let me just show you. I love putting highlight just in the inner corner. I really think it makes your eyes pop and like gives that sort of really doll like look. And also I like to pop it just under my brow bone. I'm going to set my makeup. I'm using the Morphe Continuous Spray. This one is great, and they deliver here in Australia, and it's really cheap and like affordable as well. You really do want to set your makeup. It ensures that your makeup stays all night, as well as it sort of gets rid of that sort of powdery cakiness. So I really do like a good setting spray. I'm just fanning myself so that it dries faster. Okay, so moving on to lips, I'm just going to do a very simple nude lip, because obviously you don't want something crazy with, very glam eyes. I'm using one of my own lipsticks. Actually, this is called Lily R. It's a beautiful nude color with a hint of rose in it. Out of all the makeup that we did, my lipsticks are some of my favorite formulas because they're very velvety matte. And I find it to be the perfect nude for an eye look like this, for any sort of smoky eye. And to finish off, some mascara on my bottom lashes. I love mascara on my bottom lashes, not so much on my top. I think the bottom ones make it look so like your eyes are all doll-like and open. So this is the finished look, you guys. I hope you really enjoyed this session. Of course, if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to DM me on Instagram. I go as Beauty by Roche, and you can find me, anywhere basically. And I'm always happy to answer all of your questions if you have any. So this was your sparkly, glittery makeup look. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I kicked things off well. Thank you so much to Beauty Expo Australia for having me on their online Beauty Expo 2020. I hope we can meet next year. I cannot wait until we can all travel again and we can all be in the same place again. But nevertheless, I'm so glad Beauty Expo is doing the online forum, because you, me, and all of us, we can all connect and then share our passion, our knowledge. And I'm so glad industry experts are getting together and doing such a thing. So thank you and take care. Please stay safe wherever you are, and thank you for joining me today. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of the day. Bye, you guys.